conversation between a teacher and a student. Can I talk to you, sir? Are you busy?
No, not at all. Come in. What can I do for you?
Well, it's about the upcoming essay assignment. You see, I'm not very good at writing, and I was wondering if you could give me some tips.
I see. Is there anything in particular that you have trouble with?
I have a problem with my introduction. I don't know how to start.
I see. The introduction can be tricky. In fact, a lot of writers find writing a good introduction is difficult.
Well, do you have any suggestions?
The first thing you have to do is to make your readers interested in what you're writing about.
How do I do that?
Well, what's your essay topic?
I've decided to write about Beethoven. You said we could pick any famous person. So I chose Beethoven because I've been listening to his music for literally my whole life. You know, my mother is a music professor and my father is an opera singer. From an early age, I've been listening to classical music.
You can mention that in your introduction. That'll get readers' attention.
I don't understand what you mean.
Beginning with a personal story is one way of making your introduction interesting. Talk about your earliest experience of listening to Beethoven and what he meant to you.
Oh, I see. Are there any other suggestions you could recommend?
Another technique that writers often use is to begin with interesting facts or statistics of the topic. For example, you can mention that Beethoven created his beautiful Ninth Symphony, though he was completely deaf.
Aha! That's sure to make people interested in my essay.
Yes. Here's the last tip. Sometimes writers begin their introduction with a question that engages readers and makes them think. For example, you can ask, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Beethoven?
Okay, I should start with something that will grab readers' attention.
That's right. You don't want your readers to think that your essay is boring. And remember this, the basic purpose of the introduction is to make your readers get familiar with your topic.
The basic purpose?
Yes. Do you remember we talked about having a topic statement when writing an essay in class? The topic statement, or the thesis, is the main idea of your essay. Now, it's important to know where to write the thesis sentence in your introduction. Most topic statements are found in the last part of the introduction. That's because readers can focus better on the essay's general topic after they've had their interest stimulated by the opening attention grabber.
I get it. Thanks for your advice. Now get ready to answer the questions. You may use your notes to help you answer. 1. What is the main reason the student talks to the teacher? 2. How does the student feel about her writing ability? 3. Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question. Well, it's about the upcoming essay assignment. You see, I'm not very good at writing, and I was wondering if you could give me some tips.
I see. Is there anything in particular that you have trouble with?
I have a problem with my introduction. I don't know how to start.
I see. The introduction can be tricky.
Why does the teacher say this?
The introduction can be tricky.
4. According to the conversation, which of the following is not true? 5. What can be inferred from the conversation?
Questions 6 through 11.
Listen to a lecture in a zoology class. Hello, class. Today we're going to talk about camouflage. Also known as protective coloration, it refers to an ability of living creatures to blend in with their environment. If an animal can disguise itself to be concealed by surroundings, it can avoid enemies or hunt successfully. That's why polar bears and other Arctic animals are completely white. A polar bear's white fur helps it hunt successfully because the prey can't notice it. Similarly, the chance for an Arctic rabbit's survival would depend on the ability to elude its predators, so it would have a white coat to match the snow rather than dark fur. Now, let me present some types of camouflage. Sometimes animals have distinctive patterns on their coats, which is called disruptive coloration, to help disguise themselves to match their surroundings. The zebra is one example of an animal that uses disruptive coloration. The stripes allow the zebra to blend in with tall grass. The leopard also has spots for disguise. When it is lying on a branch, the spots look like the patterns of shade from the sun. The most dramatic example of an animal that matches its environment is the chameleon. The chameleon is a kind of lizard that is able to instantly change color to match its background. Another type of coloration is called countershading. Countershading is a type of camouflage used by ocean fish and mammals, like tuna, sharks, and dolphins. They are lighter on their undersides, sometimes completely white, and darker blue on their tops. When predators are above them, they see the dark blue which blends into the ocean below. When predators are below them, the light undersides blend in with the brightness of the water. Using countershading, ocean fish and mammals are often able to escape the attention of their predators. Some animals, however, prefer not to blend in with their environment. These animals want others to recognize them immediately, so that they can be avoided. Bees and wasps, for example, have very distinct looks that are easy to recognize so other animals can avoid getting stung by them. Many types of poisonous frogs are also brightly colored to warn other animals not to eat them. In a similar way, skunks have distinctive white stripes so that they are easily identifiable and avoided. Sometimes, insects imitate other more dangerous or distasteful insects to survive. This is what is known as mimicry. The ash borer, which is a moth, looks like a wasp. This helps the moth protect itself from predators that would normally eat moths but would avoid wasps. Now get ready to answer the questions. You may use your notes to help you answer. 6. What is the main topic of the lecture? 7. How does the teacher develop the topic? 8. According to the lecture, which of the following is true? 9. How does the teacher explain disruptive coloration? 10. Why does the teacher mention brightly colored poisonous frogs? 11. Indicate which type of camouflage each of the following examples describes. Tick in the correct box. Listen to a lecture in a zoology class.
Salmon are very popular fish dishes, and they have many positive benefits for our health. However, do you know salmon are anadromous fish that spend their lives in both fresh water as well as salt water? Anadromous fish begin their life cycle as eggs in freshwater streams, and as they grow, they swim to the saltwater ocean. They return again to the place where they were born to make new eggs. Salmon migration back to their birthplace to spawn is an amazing process. Sometimes salmon swim over 900 miles. It's not an easy swim at all. In order to reach their birthplace, salmon swim upstream and often jump waterfalls and other obstacles. Not all salmon make it through the journey to spawn. Some die from exhaustion, and some are eaten by predators, such as bears. This is all a part of nature's plan to ensure that only the strongest can reproduce, so that their babies will be strong as well. Scientists aren't sure exactly how salmon know the route back to their birthplace, but they think it has to do with scents. As young salmon swim downstream to the ocean waters, they remember all the scents around them. This memory can then be used to guide them back when they are ready to reproduce. After salmon lay their eggs, they die within a few days. When they die, their bodies provide vital nourishment to other smaller fish and the local ecosystem. When the baby salmon hatch from their eggs, they will feed on the small fish that fed on their dead parents.
What is the main topic of the lecture?
Questions 1 through 5.
Listen to a conversation.